Hello.
Hello.
I think now is my voice clear to everyone?
Hello. I think now is my voice clear to everyone?
Yeah, okay. I think we can get started. Hi, hello everyone. As you guys have seen the template banner, everything. So, yeah, we will. So I'll tell you the whole agenda. What we'll do. My screen is visible to everyone. So what we'll do is we'll create a mini app kind of thing, not a full-fledged app. So it would have FE things, that is the front end part. We'll see how the design part looks like and how actually design docs and stuff are created. Okay, and then we'll move to the backend part. So backend, I'll show you the how the APIs will be made, uh, the whole code and stuff, and we'll run it with Postman as well. Okay, uh, yeah. So that is how the things will go. If you face any issues, you can let me know in the chat. Okay, these things are clear to everyone. Any doubts here or anything else? Okay, great. Let's get started. So, whenever, let's say, I'll share this docket as well in the end. So, whenever what we do, let's say we have to design something, we have to develop something, let's say. So, if we have to develop, let's say, any blog app or any those kind of things, so what happens first, we focus on the design of building that. Okay, first we focus on the design thing. So while designing something, so let's first write what's the purpose of this app. Okay, so it's, let's say, the design includes, we have to create a user friendly kind of stuff, uh, where the CRUD operations can be followed. CRUD includes, uh, we can say CRUD include the creation, deletion, and all of those things. Okay, and obviously we need to edit things and update things, all of these things. So what we have to do basically is, uh, in a blog related app, we have to create, no, we have to choose certain things. Let's first is the framework. So framework could be anything. We'll discuss detailed things about it in the later. Then we have to think of the states, the state management kind of things. Let's say if it's a blog app, so if it's a blog app, then different states will be changed, or writing blog, publishing, deleting, editing. Just a normal example, just a very simple example. If I uh, then there will be certain interactions. Okay, then there will be certain interactions, and then there will be key features. So let's discuss about the key features. So key features will include, let's say there would be a dashboard kind of thing, there could be a dashboard. We are just uh, making a very MVP kind of app here. Then there will be a post management, means how the blogs are getting managed and all of those things, creating the interfaces and stuff, all of those things. Then there will be media management. So media management will be, let's say, we have certain tools for uploading media elements with the blog, or some hyperlinks or some certain links. Then there will be user profiles. Okay, there will be user profiles, correct. Then there could be some authentication as well. Obviously there is a personalized dashboard for people and stuff. So all of these things will be there. I think screen is clear. Let me check from my mobile as well. Mostly it is visible. Just give me a minute. Is it clear to the rest of the folks? Okay, I'll just, yeah, screen is fine. Okay, yeah, I'll just zoom my screen a bit. Just give me a second. Just a second. Hmm. I think I'll just zoom it a bit. Yeah, great. Uh, yeah, it would be better now. Okay, so all of these things will be there. Yes. So then we have to figure out the components of the page. So components, you can see like there will be a component for, no, the let's say there will be a header, then what, there will be a footer, correct? Because all of these things we have to build, no, so we should have a rough picture of all the things that are present. There will be a sidebar, correct? And then there will be pages. So pages like home page, means just keeping in mind a minimum viable product. uh, that's how we are, let's say, going about it. Now we can obviously add more features, more complexities, but yeah, for now, all of these things, there will be a post editor kind of page. There will be login and sign up, the authentication part that I mentioned earlier would be utilized here. Okay, and then we have to discuss about the user flows. So in all the companies, wherever some applications are, let's say, built, we have to, let's say, design a design doc. Okay, so this is not exactly the same structure. I'm just giving you a rough idea how the things are being done, because in this session, no exhaustive design doc we cannot create, but yeah, uh, it would be something similar. So user flows will be adding a new post. After that, it would be editing an existing one. Okay, existing one. Then there will be navigation of blogs. Okay, navigation of the blogs. After that, we'll have API endpoints, or we can say wireframes. So what are wireframes? So wireframes, let's say, it's like, you can say, no, sketches of each pages. Okay, plus some annotations explaining them. I'll show you some tools, or no, there are certain tools like Figma. uh, the UI UX people mostly work on this, and they give, let's say, the developer these sketches, or no, different things, how are the flows working, so that the flow will be, let's say, okay, kind of tools. Then there will be API integrations that we'll do. There will be API integration that we'll do using Spring Boot today. Okay, Spring Boot plus H2 database plus Spring Core concepts. We'll do it on, and we'll run, let's say, some endpoints, all of those things. Then we will have the security. considerations. So this is a very rough design doc. I don't. I'm not saying that you in companies. It's just like it is something similar to this. We have to write all those concepts exhaustive. Just because of the time constraint, I'm writing it in this manner. But yeah, the thing is, you should understand all of those things. So in we will have data validations. So obviously there will be checks on the blog, no, because they should not know malform data kind of thing. Okay, and then there will be authentication checks. So if you have created something, it should be totally owned by you only. Okay, ensuring privacy in the data submissions. Then there will be talks about the performance optimizations. Okay, then there will be performance, so we can implement something like lazy loading for images and stuff. And yeah, tools, there are certain tools like that are, let's say, monitor your UI design web pages, all of those things. And then will be deployment strategies, and after that there will be let's say uh, hosting kind of things, the version control updates and stuff, lots of xyz things. So in short, if we are creating something, we need to at least we need to at least figure the design and all of those things. And let's say Figma is a tool. You guys can let's say read more about it. So Figma helps you, let's say, do a lot of different things that are, let's say, used. Okay, yeah. So Isha, we will not complete the whole project in this session. I think the session is of around is approximately of around 1 hour. So what we'll do is this is the whole thing. So we will implement the API endpoints. I think four endpoints, 3 4 endpoints using Spring Boot, and I'll tell you about the strategies and different functionalities of Spring Boot as well. So yeah, we won't do the full thing in this session. We will just figure out the rough outlines and we'll test the endpoints using Postman. Okay, yeah, great. So this is about the front end mostly. So because the back end part will take more time and stuff. So yeah, let me share, no, everyone this thing. So this is the Spring initializer. I'll just share the so what I'll do is I'll share this whole design doc and all the code with API endpoints and the whole project with you in a document that will be attached after the session in some time. And what you guys can do is you can uh, front end will be done first. So like, okay. So yeah, if those of you who are on laptop can go to this Spring link. Okay, yeah. So here what we'll do is we'll initialize certain dependencies. Okay, so I'm sharing that tab. So here everyone can see, no, so that we have this Spring initializer. So Spring initializer is just like some of the default Spring code is given to us by Spring Boot itself. Okay, and to use those things, we, let's say, in every Spring Boot project earlier, when Spring Boot did not come, we have to, let's say, make all the files and stuff manually. But when the this update of Spring Boot came, so here it is already giving us a lot of predefined code and all the dependencies and all of those things. So what you guys can do is you can just select all of these things. So project, so maven is, let's say, you can say select maven here. These are the versions of it. language that we'll use is Java, and there are certain dependencies that we'll use in this project. So one is Lombok. So if you read about this, no, it gives us no certain uh, reduction in the code lines. So it uses certain annotations that we'll see in the code when we'll write the code and stuff. So then we'll use Spring Web because obviously we are creating RESTful APIs. So Spring Web. So H2 is a database, fast database, and data JP is, let's say, it's a persistent API layer that handles lots of database related things. We'll see all of those things while implementing. Okay, so what you have to do is just generate this project, and a zip file will be done, and that zip file you have to just open in your IntelliJ. Okay, so course wise, if you ask me, so we will use multiple database, MySQL, Mongo, and stuff in different projects. We'll use that. H2 will also be used. Yeah. So if you just see here, no, say, so there are a lot of things. So if you just click on SQL, so it's, you can see that SQL databases will be also be present. Okay, NoSQL will also be present. So a lot of different things are there. Okay, see, MongoDB is also present. So different things are there for, because of the constraint that we are having in this license. So we'll use the H2 database. So it's a very fast in memory database kind of thing. Okay, yeah. So we will not focus much on the dependencies and stuff. We'll just try to figure out a full flow how the apps and stuff will be working. Okay, yeah. So after you have downloaded this, just open your IntelliJ. I'll just share my IntelliJ screen, and in that you will see this whole thing. Just give me a second. Yeah. So I have created this demo app, and in this what you guys have to do is just open, no, just open it will be something like this. Okay, so somewhat this kind of structure will be uh, present in your app, and you have to open this src and go to the main file. So Spring Boot directly has given us the mail and the test things. So in the main things, you have all the Java files and stuff that you guys have to let's say know about, and there this will be the testing kind of thing. So for now we'll just implement the main part. Test cases we'll let's say use in some other session. Yeah. So what you have to do is, let's say when we are creating something out of Spring Boot or any let's say microservice related framework, what we need to do is, there is a demo application. So this is the main class. Okay, this is the main class. Understood? So this is the main class. In after this main class, what we have is, we have a post.java file. So these all files you have to make. So this is a model of the database, how all the things will be present. Okay, then there is a controller. In this, all the endpoints related things will be there. Then this is a repository. So it's a JPA repository for handling the database related things. And this is a post service kind of thing. So all the services will be, all the services, the business logic, all of those things will be present in this file. So as we are making this MVP kind of thing, that's why I've made all the files in one single package. You can make changes accordingly. Okay, so first let's try to code no this this thing, the model, because we need to know how the post will be and how what all things will be present. Cool. Till now everyone is clear what all things I have told. Any doubts as of now? Great, great. Okay, so let's go down the post first. Post thing first. Okay, so what we have in Spring Boot is uh, just this. Yeah, great. So obviously, uh, how to create all of these things. So what we can do is, let's say go to this thing, click on this, and use this Java file, and we can write any name because I have already created to save time. So we can directly write the code here. So obviously it will be a public class post. Okay, so this will be the post class that in which we have to write the whole code. And obviously and in this we have to write all the entities that are and not the entities, or you can say all the values or the variables. So first variable in a blog would be what, giving it a unique, giving it some uniqueness. Okay, so we will use private long, we can use int as well, id. So this will be id given to that particular block because there will be different blocks and different id. Then we'll have private, okay, string title. Okay, so title, so this title will be let's say for the blog. Then we'll have private string content. So let's, for now let's keep it three only. uh, Also what we can do is we can add a private date, and it will have the created created date, correct? So it will be new date. Don't focus on the syntax as of now, just focus on how are things happening. Okay, and obviously this is a table kind, this is a table, so it would be an entity. So what all things with the at the rate I'm adding here, these are known as annotations, these are known as annotations. Okay, see here, when I let's say when I made this as an entity, when I marked it as an entity, see what error it is throwing. It is throwing us an error that entity must have a primary key. Can you guys tell me, if I want to add it as a primary key, so what, which of these things, which of these four variables would be added as a primary key? Out of these four, which you, if I just want to ask, no, which primary, which will be a primary key, which one will you, let's say, choose? No, 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 see, so it gives us an error known as entity does not have a primary key. Okay, so what we do is that the id, that is primary key, is always unique, so we will make it as an id here, correct? So once this is done, see the red under red dotted line disappears. Okay, so this is the thing. And for, let's say, auto generation of, let's say I made the blog of, I let's say created a blog and I have uploaded, so it is given id 1, let's say, and second block should be given id 2, third accordingly 3 4 5, all of these things. So in order to follow that sequence, we'll give it a another annotation, that these all the annotations are inbuilt present inside spring boot. Okay, so don't focus much on the syntax as of now. It's just that, no, generation type, and this will be identity. So whenever, see, all of these things are present inside the spring boot only, so it's just like that only. Okay, and for this date, obviously we have to use the timestamp. So for that also we have a separate annotation, that is temporal annotation. Okay, and that temporal annotation will be temporal dot timestamp. Okay, yeah, I'm just writing all of these things. Okay, so we have made the whole table as of now, and that is, let's say, given to us. Okay, Souvik, when once the error come, I'll post that in the chat as of now. Okay, yeah, that is the thing. Then we have to make the getters and setters accordingly. So spring boot also give us additional thing for in order to do that, but for now let's write them uh, by ourselves. Okay. Yeah. So obviously, uh, all of these things we have to, let's say, uh, add the getters and setters kind of things here only. So for that, there is one shortcut as well, that we can right click on this id, and we can generate that, but let's do it manually. Okay, so public post. Okay, so first will be this dot created date. Okay, this dot created date, or let's say let's make it as created at, it would be better, created date or created at. Yeah. Okay, so we can write here as new date. So this is the default constructor with the current date. It's for the jpa related stuff. Okay, then we'll have public post, and we will string title, comma, string content, and obviously we'll give them as this dot title is title. Okay, this dot content is equals to content. Cool. This dot created at is equals to new date. Clear. So this is also done. Then we will make the getters. Then we'll make the getter. Don't worry, the whole code I'll give with the doc. Don't worry on that part. Okay. So get id is equals to, similarly we will create public string get title getters. Then after this, after the getters, we have to uh, do it for the setters as well. Okay. See, IntelliJ is such a good, wonderful ID. So it already gives us a lot of suggestions and a lot of things. Personally, this is my most favorite one. So it helps us in a lot of different ways. Yeah. Then there will be public date get created at, and it will return created at. This is done. Then there'll be setters. So there will be public void set id, and in this there will be a long id. We'll return, we will, so this is a setter, so we have to set the values. So id is id. Okay. Then there will be public void set title, set content, set created, set title. So it will string title, and this dot title is equals to title. Okay. Similarly, set content created at. Okay. So this whole page is, let's say, fully made. Any doubts in this place? This is clear to everyone, no? Great. Great, great. Okay, so this is completed. So we have made our page. Dot Java file. So because the whole project that we've made is in Java, na? So it's a post class, you can say. So yeah. So the project that we used initially, we chose the language as Java there, no? That is why Sovic. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now let's move to the service layer. Service layer is the, you can say it's a layer that is you have in the backend logic, means you can say the business layer. So we have created the model. You can you can just think it of, we have made the model here. We have made the model here. You can just think it of as a database related stuff, and how the data will be stored in the h2 thing. We'll see each and everything using Postman. But yeah, and we have the controller, and we have the uh, post repository is just the JPA thing that you don't need to worry on. You just need to add a simple line here in order to use the JPA related stuffs. And yeah, so let's focus on the business logic now. That's the major thing. Okay, yeah, let's move. Great. So it will be again public class host service. Okay, already we get a lot of suggestions. So as it is a service, so we have a service annotation. So all these annotations, the Spring container has all of these things, and the Spring container is responsible for, let's say, assigning and stuff, that this is related to this. Okay. So this, we in this what we'll do is, we'll try to, let's say, if someone you if someone is using a get request to get all the posts. Okay, so all of those kind of logic, how it would be retrieved from the DB and stuff, those logic will be written in this. So for that, we have to create an object of the okay so post repository, and we are using the auto wiring here. So auto wiring annotation, you can uh, think of like, we are, let's say, we are, let's say, wiring the we are, let's say, wiring something. Let's say, l- uh, let's take a good example of auto wiring, because it's a very used concept. So for example, let's say, if I want to know, enable certain dependency on certain object implicitly, then I, let's say, use this thing. Understood? So we have to, let's say, no, implement this if we are using some different object dependency. That is the thing. So because we are depending upon the post repository, where all the post related stuff will be there, so we need to auto wire. Now the next thing, we'll write functions here. So public, because functions, we'll give this post, and we this will be a find all function. So find all means return all the posts. That would be done here. Okay, return all the posts in the form of a list, and all the list will be of posts, means title, ID, content, and date. So we'll do from post repository, we'll just find all, use the find all function that is given to us. Okay, so this find all function, wherever we'll use in the API, we'll see how we'll use it in the controllers. So this will give us uh, all the posts that are present. Okay, yeah. Then there can be another function, and we can write optional here. Okay, optional post. I'll explain when we'll hit the Postman how the things will. So it's like find by ID. So if let's say someone wants to find it using our ID, how we'll do this? Then we'll use this thing. Okay. So dot find by ID and we'll use the ID. So we'll use this. Then public post save will be post. Okay. When we are saving these things, then here in the repository, in the post repository, we'll just save the particular post. Okay. Then we'll have a delete crud just for that purpose. Dot delete by ID. Obviously, we won't have no all the delete related stuffs for auto. I had already told no for dependency injection because that object is dependent on some other file. That is why it's used. Then uh, yeah. So we have also used the optional in the Spring Boot stuff. So optional, let's say it's just like we can remove, we can let's say make it mark as an optional annotation. Okay. Yeah. Optional or let's say no parameters kind of stuff. Okay, so this is our service file is complete and we'll move to the controller. Okay, we'll move to the controller. Cool. All of these files are Java files only. Okay, don't get confused with the nomenclature and stuff. All of these files are Java files only. Let's quickly write the controller one. Okay, so public class post controller. Okay, so obviously this is a REST handler. So what we'll write here, give it an annotation, define it as a REST handler, and here we have to, there is a parameter known as request mapping. So to which URL it will be mapped, we have to write here. So for now I'm writing here as API comma posts. Okay, API comma posts. So obviously here also I need to use the object of the post service because in this all the functions are there. So private post service, and here also we'll auto wire it. Auto wiring is again dependency injection. Correct. Let's first create a get mapping. Okay, and yeah, get mapping of an ID. So we can search any post with its ID. Or first let's search all the posts. Let's say it helps us get all the posts. Okay, so we'll write a function here that will implement this logic. So post will be returned to us in the form of list as we have created them initially. So get all posts, this will be the function, and it will be return post service dot find all. Yeah. So see, it will be given to us by post service dot find all. So if we go to this function, we see that find all goes to the repository and it gives us the result that way. Okay. Yeah. Now let's move to another mapping. Let's create a post mapping now. So post mapping would be public post, create post, and obviously we, if we are creating, we need to request a body as well. So for requesting we have this request body annotation, so it will be in form of post and post. Yeah, and this post service will return us post service dot save. Okay. Yeah, so we have created these two basic endpoints as of now. Okay, we can create multiples as well, but yeah, for now we have created these two endpoints. Let's first try to understand all of these first, and likewise we can, let's say, uh, get more of these things. Okay, so all of these things are, let's say, I'll share the full code with you guys, don't worry. So this is how the whole flow will work. Any doubts here? Any doubts? Anyone? Any doubts anyone is having? Yeah. So let's quickly run this app and let's move to Postman. Okay. So for running, what we'll do is, my system is lagging a bit. Just a second. Yeah. Let's quickly try to run this. So for running, we just need to run the main file from here, and you'll see the build here starting. The build is starting to build this code. Obviously there will be some unused functions here, and yeah, see, it shows no what happened. Spring Boot is successfully starting demo application. This. See, the Tomcat server and everything is started in this 17 seconds, because a lot of things we I have opened parallelly. That is why it has taken time. So if before going to Postman, let me just show you some more folder structures and some certain things, how the front end and stuff will be integrated here. So if we go to the resources file, no, this is a very important place. So here we'll have all the static data, and here we'll have the template, the HTML templates. Let's say if we are building something in Fast or something in HTML, so we can create templates here, and we can create HTML files, JS files, all of those, CSS, all of those things, and we can integrate the front end back end here itself. Or we can obviously, if we are building it in React, as we'll do in the courses, or we'll do it in Angular, likewise we'll do this. Then comes your application properties file. So this application property file is a very important file. All the application properties, as the name suggests, no, all the infra or the related things, the port and everything will be present here. Okay. Yeah, then comes our pom.xml. The pom.xml is helping us get all the dependencies and stuff. So see, in the starting when we were using Spring Initializer, we added certain dependencies of JPA, starter web, h2 database, and Lombok. So all of those are present here. If we can add manually dependency as well. We can just search on Google that give me Spring Boot dependency of this, so we can just add it here. Then these are certain external libraries and stuff, what all things are used and stuff. Yeah, so those things. In here we can write the test cases. Here we can write the test cases. So see, it would be similar. So test cases will be written in Mockito, JUnit, all of those things, and similarly things will be made. Okay, yeah, cool then. Let's now let me share my Postman screen. Yeah. So so I have created a sample endpoint here. So this sample endpoint, what it does is, let's say, uh, if I go to Postman, so here this is the endpoint. Let's say for the posts that we made in the api.post in our controller, in the post controller. So if we see that, so from that, if we are using post mapping or any mapping kind of stuff, so all the details will be mentioned here likewise. Okay, yeah. So if I just use this endpoint and I change my body, obviously what I told, no, that title and content are the important things. ID will be generated itself and the created time will. So once I hit on this thing, no, this sample block will be, let's say, made likewise. Okay, and yeah, if I just change it to get as of now and send a request, so yeah, see, initially this is empty. Okay, and if I make it as post, means I want to add this, and I give it a request. So see, this is my sample blog one, this is the content. Now let's change the post to 2. Yeah, 2. So if I then again hit it, it, see, the ID changes to 2, title is also changed, and the content is also changed. And now I click on the get request, so, and send it. So now it will give me this list of the JSON objects. Is it making sense to all? Is it clear? uh, because the body that we made in the code is something similar. We have to choose the JSON thing. There are other options present as well. Yeah, clear to everyone. Everyone is clear, understood all of these things. I know that we have done things in a very fast paced manner, but yeah, I think most of the things would be very useful to you guys. So in course it will be in a lot of detail. We will have 2 3 hour class, so don't worry. Yeah. This is just a touch up, just a sample thing. Clear to everyone? Is it clear? Yeah. Cool, guys. I think we have almost covered most of the things. It's just that I will share all the code and stuff. Just do try out the things by yourself once again, and the code also you will get in a GitHub repo. Okay. Any other doubts anyone is having? Cool then. I'm just ending this live. Thank you everyone for joining. Bye.